You and I are about to watch real, unscripted footage straight from the surveillance cameras. These tapes capture the raw heartbreak caused by cheating partners. This show is for the loyal ones and a warning to the liars, hoping they finally find a shred of honesty. Coming up on this crazy episode of Cheaters. My man is in my bedroom with another woman. Hey, you know what? It is exactly what it looks like. Real reality television brought to you by our very own Private Eyes. Right here on Cheaters. The legendary host, Peter Pinky, is back in the building. We are in for another wild installment of the show. Meet Raya Evans, a woman desperate to test her boyfriend's loyalty. Plagued by suspicion, Raya hired the team to find the truth. She said she and her friends went out on New Year's Eve. That was the night she met Ty, who walked up to her in the parking lot. They were partying, and he tried a smooth line asking the pretty lady how she was doing. He asked if she was taken. Raya mentioned she was talking to someone, but Ty smoothly insisted she only needed to talk to him. Ty took her on nice dates, went for walks in the park, and he was even great with her little daughter. It was those sweet little details that really drew her in and made her think this relationship was actually going to work. They just moved in together, but within the last 2 months, things changed. Things got bad. They stopped having intimacy, and he stopped looking at her or giving her those sweet compliments, calling her beautiful. There were no forehead kisses left. All the intimacy just vanished. Enter Ty Mitchell, age 23, an X-ray tech who apparently knew how to look around in the dark. Once Raya gave the green light, investigators parked outside the apartment she shared with him. Very quickly, the Private Eyes spotted a luxury sport utility vehicle rolled up, and an unknown woman stepped right out. The mystery guest walked straight up to Raya's door and slipped inside the apartment. No X-ray vision needed. The team used hidden indoor cameras to catch Ty getting incredibly cozy with this tall stranger. The woman quickly bared it all, letting Ty get a very hands-on assessment of his new friend. After finishing up their workout, the two cheaters finally headed back down. They shared a warm hug before she finally said goodbye. Then Raya called him up. Raya remembered calling him at his job one evening. Ty claimed he was stuck working late, telling her he couldn't leave yet. He blamed it on one of their medical machines breaking down. But Rhea talked to a mutual friend who actually worked at the same clinic. She asked this friend about the broken machine, explaining that Ty said he had to work late. The friend quickly shut that down, saying the machine was never broken at all. You and I can guess what happens next. Raya was confused. Then, while cleaning the apartment and taking out the garbage one day, she spotted an empty Red Bull can. It had bright red lipstick smeared on the rim. Rhea did not wear red lipstick. She only wore clear lip gloss. They had just moved into that place together, so she knew another woman had been inside. I told him it's just been us. We bought a new bedroom set trying to build our life together. But then I swept under that bed and found a torn condom wrapper. Now let's watch our investigators post up outside their shared apartment. Mitchell's side piece, now identified as Sasha Underwood, is quickly greeted by her illicit lover. After a secretive embrace, the sneaky pair vanishes inside. Mitchell scoops up his guest and hits the mattress, applying his so-called medical expertise. Mitchell gives Sasha a rather thorough physical checkup. With their undercover romantic operation now fully complete, Mitchell escorts his secret inamorata outside. The deceitful duo shares one last, lingering kiss before splitting up. If your investigative team actually uncovers something, well, I would be completely crushed. Just totally heartbroken. Honestly, I really wouldn't even know what to do next. He already knows the pain I've suffered before, and he promised he would never put me through that again. I'd be so hurt and confused. I really just don't know. Honestly, all of the above. Let's see what happens next. Our investigators establish another perimeter around the residence, spotting Mitchell's female companion pulling up to the curb. Sasha casually strolls right up to the unit and enters. Ignoring her own surname, Sasha climbs right on top of Mitchell. But it seems that was just a sneaky distraction. to snatch the television remote. Instead of a steamy hookup, the lustful couple skips the primal passion for some awkward light petting. Bored by the television, the shady twosome finally decides to binge on each other. After sweating it out, the treacherous pair simply basks in the fading afterglow. With that final nail hammered into the coffin, our investigative team heads back to headquarters. Stick with me for the confrontation. Having captured Mitchell's malicious misdeeds, we call up Raya to drop the harsh truth about her boyfriend. Determined to get answers, Raya arrives to face the painful reality of her ruined romance. Raya, hey, how are you holding up?
I'm okay.
You good?
Yeah.
You already know the drill. You reached out to our show. You suspected some bad news. He's been acting pretty sketchy, right? Yeah, he really has been acting extremely sketchy. Well, we definitely have a few tough things to discuss. Are you ready to watch the surveillance video? Yeah, I suppose so. All right, here we go. We're outside. Do you recognize this girl? No, she's knocking on my own door. Right at your door. Now remember, you gave us permission to hide those nanny cameras inside your apartment to see what happens, right?
Yes. Oh my God, that is my man.
With another woman inside my bedroom. And it took absolutely zero time. This happened right out the gate. This is exactly what we uncovered. You and I can see she wasn't crazy. Her boyfriend was definitely lying and cheating. He even kissed his mistress goodbye. She noted he never kissed her goodbye, yet he eagerly kissed his side piece. The mistress left. Next came their phone conversation. The investigator played the recorded audio for her, asking if she clearly remembered that specific phone call. On the tape, she asked her boyfriend what he was doing and if he was working. She knew it was his lunch break, but she had wanted to grab a sandwich at home, so she decided to head back to the house instead of eating out. He stammered on the recording, claiming he wanted to eat with her. He told her she really should have given him some kind of hint about her little surprise visit. She asked why a surprise needed a hint. Caught off guard, he quickly backed down and agreed with her. He apologized, promising to make it up to her later. They exchanged their final goodbyes and hung up. She remembered the chats perfectly, muttering that her boyfriend was an absolute bastard. She had visited his job to take him out, since conflicting schedules meant they rarely spent time together. Instead, he betrayed her. He had gone straight back to their home and then put on a ridiculously tight pair of shorts, because that is exactly what they looked like on camera. The very next day, the same girl returned. Her hair was different now, but the cheating boyfriend clearly didn't care. Unbelievable. Once again, he took his clothes off and climbed right on top of the other woman in their shared bed, giving her that work. Shocking everyone, the mistress jumped up and left, while he walked her out. He looked exhausted. The victim instantly recognized his sluggish post-hookup walk on the surveillance tape. She knew that walk all too well. The mistress then bent down to kiss him. She jumped into her car and sped off. The investigator stated that her darkest suspicions were completely validated by the footage. The painful truth was clear. Let's see how she handles it now that the facts are out. How would she move forward? The host asked if she knew his current location. She demanded to go there immediately. The host reminded her how the reality show works. They decided to finally pull up on him. The host explained his only goal was helping her get answers. His job would be fully done once she saw the damning evidence and confronted the cheating liar face to face. Then she could move on. As the van pulled up, she confirmed she was ready. The team's mission was to secure the truth. It was time to go get those answers. "What's with the lights?" the boyfriend yelled. He tried claiming it was just a prank, as the cheater's camera crew swarmed him. She screamed that he claimed he was working at home. He weakly defended the woman beside him as a coworker. "She ain't your coworker. I saw the surveillance video," she yelled. He desperately demanded proof, but she screamed she had all the evidence. "Who exactly are you?" the mistress scoffed, asking if she was mad. The victim furiously screamed that she was absolutely enraged. She kept asking who the woman was. The mistress nervously repeated that she was just a coworker. The boyfriend tried to run, but she blocked him, demanding they talk about his cheating. She wasn't going to let him just walk away and forget it. She asked why he betrayed her. Cornered, he finally cracked, admitting that the chaotic scene was exactly what it looked like. Knowing she was right, she angrily demanded to know how long he had been sleeping with her. We all know a one-year relationship shouldn't end looking exactly like this. You and I are stepping right into the chaos. She screamed about their year together while he coldly told the other woman he wasn't talking. The side piece smugly repeated that he wasn't talking. She mocked the girlfriend, stepping closer and demanding to ask her a little question. He blamed his girlfriend, claiming she was always working, never in the mood for romance. The final confrontation was approaching. Her cheating man, he was with another woman, right in her bedroom. The camera crew pushed forward quickly. He admitted the bitter truth, sparking absolute outrage when she realized he brought this side piece right into their shared home, the house they both lived in. She screamed that they had just moved in. She demanded to know if the other woman was actually dating him or just playing along. The other woman got defensive, claiming she didn't have any strings attached to this mess. The heartbroken girlfriend asked if that was who he planned to go home with. The argument spiraled out of control as nasty insults and fake love declarations flew everywhere. She called her an absolute homewrecker. The crew tried to intervene as she kept screaming about the homewrecker. She had caught him red-handed, but still wondered why he wouldn't leave with her. The cheater made it painfully clear he wasn't going home with her. He tried to make her understand the situation, but she was completely past the point of caring. Security stepped in loudly, ordering everyone to take the chaotic drama outside immediately. She stood there in utter disbelief. She couldn't believe this was the secret project he claimed to be working on. She mocked his weak excuses, pointing out that the other woman knew exactly whose bed she was sleeping in all along. The other woman feigned ignorance, claiming she understood the anger, but truly didn't care. She taunted the cheater, asking who he was leaving with. The side piece immediately started bragging about having her own money, rubbing it in. The arrogant mistress kept yelling for everyone to back up. She insisted the girlfriend already knew about her. She demanded everyone listen, repeating that her existence was known. The angry girlfriend fired back, furious that this total stranger had been repeatedly showing up at her private residence. She couldn't get past the blatant disrespect of those visits. The confrontation dissolved into a messy swearing match where nobody cared about the consequences. He claimed he was totally fine and free, challenging her to just accept it. She bitterly accepted that this was what he wanted. Now she was stepping out, leaving the two cheaters all alone. He callously reminded her that she wasn't coming home with him anyway, shrugging it off. He was absolutely furious, realizing there was nothing left to discuss because she had installed hidden cameras inside the house. She aggressively reminded him that it was their shared home. The property lease was in both their names, not just his. She pointed out they were caught right in their shared bed. She yelled that he wouldn't even open the front door for her when she arrived. She was devastated, shouting they had been together an entire year. The mistress claimed she wasn't mad, taunting the girlfriend to just take a loss. The other woman mercilessly told her to take herself right back home. The insults kept flying back relentlessly. You and I have to see this. He actually expected the two women to fight. Neither woman gave a single care. They screamed over who was the top dog, trading vicious insults in the front yard. We've seen it all now. The cops were definitely called. You and I are dropping right into the chaos. He kept yelling at her to go home and let him handle it. The guy tried to warn everyone who they were dealing with. He screamed at the waitress to go back inside and work. The crew tried to calm her down, saying they needed a solid plan now that he was busted. Move forward. The guy was already caught. She swore he wasn't coming home, furious that he had stayed with those trashy women. He had claimed it was just guys' night out, but she knew better. That wasn't his friend. She gave him a solid chance to explain. She screamed, asking why he couldn't just admit he wanted to be with the other woman. She just begged him to keep it real with her. His excuse: the other girl was there, and she wasn't. She argued she was always there. He fired back callously, claiming she just didn't satisfy his needs anymore. At least, not like she used to. He complained that whenever he was in the mood, she just wanted to sleep. She completely denied it. She told him goodbye, furiously demanding he just go home with his new trashy girl, since he was absolutely worthless. He coldly asked what the big deal was about anyway. He actually defended the side piece, bragging right to her face that the new girl was a total physical upgrade in every way. He taunted that she was a freak, bragging about the wild bedroom tricks his new girlfriend could do that she couldn't. She was totally done dealing with his ridiculous lies. She warned him that this massive betrayal was going to cost him. A bystander chimed in, warning him about the wild stress. He dismissed the advice. Meanwhile, she dared him to ever show his face around her house again. Threats started flying as someone promised to beat his ass. The camera crew tried separating them, telling Ryan to back off and get out of the area with that ridiculous nonsense. The cheating boyfriend completely lost it, aggressively shoving the camera crew right out of his face. Everyone was completely stunned. He yelled he was out. This just wasn't the same. Let's look at this together. He actually blamed his girlfriend, claiming she let the show drag her right down into the mud. The host stepped in, telling him to stop. They tried to calm Rhea. Rhea declared the other woman could have him. His stuff was gone. She told the crew he needed to grab his belongings. The host told her to save that energy. He advised her to cry in private and never let the cheaters see her break. She quietly agreed. Coming up next, the investigation team revisits a classic archive case. Looking back, the victim felt a massive wave of disgust. It was an overwhelming mix of emotions over something so trashy. Following the explosive confrontation, Rhea struggled to process her boyfriend's betrayal. Stick around as we reveal her next move. But first, let's reintroduce former client, Jennifer Holly. She stopped by to update the team on her life after the big undercover bust. She recalled watching the surveillance tape right before they went to totally bust and confront Mike. The entire ordeal left her feeling completely shocked, angry, and disgusted. A whole array of emotions. You and I can see why she found it completely trashy that they were meeting up in those seedy places. Plus, he was wearing a horse head. She didn't even know where that prop came from, or what kind of twisted fantasy they were acting out. She really didn't want to think about it, but it was just disgusting. Are you kidding me? What the? What's up, Mike? What the? Are you kidding me? What the? Are you kidding me? What kind of whore are you, Mike? The fuck is this, Mike? The fuck are you? What the fuck? That mistress he was caught with, she was absolutely disgusting. The camera crew was right there, with everyone running around, and she just kind of stood there, looking like a total idiot. And then the mistress started coming at her with insults. She was just incredibly trashy, to say the very least. We do it the same way every night. If we even do it at all. Like 3 or 4 times a month. Oh my. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? So Mike, tell me, how long has this been going on? What the fuck are you doing with him, bitch? What the? Oh my God. Who the hell is she? Let's pause here. After that confrontation, Rhea was definitely still incredibly upset about it all. He called her, but when they finally got on the phone together and started talking, just hearing his voice, he was apologizing and repeatedly saying how much he actually loved her and how he had made this huge mistake or whatever, but she couldn't process any of it. It all just sounded like total crap. It made her furious. She just ended up hanging up the phone on him. She was getting so incredibly mad, and all that raw rage from the boss just came rushing right back. And there was just no way they were ever going to make amends. Who are you? How long has this affair been going on? How long? How long have they been... How long has this been going on? Son of a bitch. It is definitely going to take a lot of time for her to trust someone like that again. She had put full faith in Mike, and that trust was just ruined. But at the very same time, she isn't really looking for a new relationship right now. She is just trying to move on with her life and do her own thing entirely. After the confrontation, Raya Evans actually appears relieved to have washed her hands of the man she once loved. Raya admits she will need time to heal, but she appreciates cheaters for revealing Mitchell's true colors. She plans on focusing entirely on her daughter and her future for the time being. Mitchell maintains Raya's financial irresponsibility drove him straight to Miss Underwood. Mitchell blames himself for not addressing the problem months ago, and he admits he's been completely over the relationship for quite some time. Sasha Underwood completely refused to be interviewed by Cheater's producers. Now remember, if you don't get your programming from Goldstein's, why, we will both lose money.